Hey everybody, it's going to play a game of Payoff Pitch Baseball. I've been playing so much History Maker Baseball lately. I hope I can remember to play Payoff Pitch. But I had a request on one of the comments on one of my earlier videos asking to play this particular game from 1982. It is the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. Ron Guidry versus Jim Clancy. You can see the lineups right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. Be right back for first pitch. All right, we're back and ready to go. Got the two pitchers cards sitting up there. I think you can see these fairly well. And then we'll go through the batter cards as they come up. And we'll get going here. What I tend to like to do sometimes is roll the 2d6s separately from the 2d10s to figure out where we are and make it a little bit less confusing. Sometimes I roll all four together. I'll probably mix it up a little bit of both. But we're at the first pitch underway, and it's Damaso Garcia. Or Damaso Garcia, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. That's an 8, and on 8, that's Guidry is in play. So we got an in play check, and that's a 58. So Garcia against a lefty, in play 58 is out of range. It takes us right to a fly ball to right. So Garcia is gone, one away. That'll bring up Garth Orge. It's a 4, and that's patient under Guidry. So 4 patient and a 70. Patient 70 against a left-hander for Garth Orge. Patient only goes to 38, so 70 drops down here. It's a ground ball to second. And there's quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Barry Bonnell. It's a 6, which is tough for Guidry. And that's a 77. So tough 77 against a left-hander. Only goes to 45. 77 is a fly to center. And just that quickly, the Blue Jays are gone here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Willie Randolph to lead things off for the Yankees against Jim Clancy. That's a 9, and that's in play against Clancy. So what Randolph can do in play, 39. 39 in play against a right-hander only goes to 29, so 39 is going to be a pop to second. So that's 1 away. Brings up Lee Mazzilli. That's a 10, which is in play. So we got yet another in play check. And we get a 4. 0-4. So the black die is always the 10s for me, and the white die is the 1. So that's red 0-4. In play 0-4 against a right-hander is a base hit. So Lee Mazzilli, a 1-out single, brings up Jerry Mumphrey. And that's 7, which is patient against Clancy. Patient 64. Patient 64 out of range. 64 drops down to here. It's a ground ball to second. And we have to look at the roll here and check the double play ratings for each pitcher and batter. Clancy's an 8, so that's greater than that. So that double play check passes. Mumphrey, his double play rating is a 7. It's the same. It's equal to or less than. Or equal to or greater than this. The dice are equal to or less than that. All right, I've confused everybody now, I guess. So that's going to be a double play. Had his double play rating only been a 6, then it would not have been a double play. But since the 7 was the same, it passes that check. It is a 4-6-3 double play, and that's going to end the inning. And again, I haven't played this game in a while, so if anybody's watching this and notice that I do something incorrectly, please let me know so I can freshen up my skills. I will not take any sort of offense to that at all. I appreciate any feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. So here's Jesse Barfield leading off against Guidry. It's a 7, which is in play. And we get a 38. So an in-play 38 against a lefty only goes to 23. 38 is going to be a ground ball to first that Mazzilli will take care of himself. And there's 1 away for Willie Upshaw. Lefty on lefty matchup. It's a 4. And a 4 on Guidry is patient. Patient 44. Patient 44 against a lefty only goes to 42. Had he been facing a righty, he would have got a base hit. But 44 is above that, so we drop down here. It's a pop out to short. And that's 2 up, 2 down. So Upshaw facing a lefty, couldn't get it done. Here's Wayne Nordhagen, the DH. It's a 10, which is patient again. And we get a 70. Patient 70. Patient 70. Again, it only goes to 40, so 70 drops down. It's a ground ball to second. And the Blue Jays are gone here in the second. So we go to the bottom of the second, and we're still scoreless. Up for the Yankees is Dave Winfield. He'll be facing Clancy. That's a 10, and a 10 is in play. And we get a 21. That's good for Winfield, that low number. In play 21 is a base hit. So Winfield starts things off with a base hit. Brings up Oscar Gamble. And Gamble gets a 4, which is in play. And a 71. In play 71 against a right-hander. Drops it down here to a G4. Again, the double play rating check. It's only a 4 here. Gamble's double play rating is a 5, which is greater than 4, so that passes that check. We already know Clancy's an 8. So it will be a double play, a 4-6-3 double play, and that's 2 double plays in a row that the Yankees have hit into to kind of put the kibosh on a scoring chance. But there's 2 outs, nobody on, but doesn't mean they can't score. Here's Roy Smalley, third baseman. That's an 8, which is tough. Tough, and a 27. Tough 27 is a strikeout. So that's going to end the second. So after 2 complete, we are scoreless. And we start at the top of the third. It'll be Buck Martinez. He is the current Toronto Blue Jays announcer. Used to be their manager, but he's the announcer on their broadcast. He will start things off. It's a 4, which is patient against Guidry. And it's a 72. Patient 72, well out of range. It only goes to 50. So a 72 is a fly to center. And that's 1 away. And that will bring up Lloyd Mosby, lefty on lefty. It's a 5, which is tough on Guidry. Tough, and a 22. Tough 22 against a lefty. Right there, 1 to 53. It's a strikeout. And there's 2 away. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Alfredo Griffin, switch hitter. And that's an 8, which is in play against Guidry. And that's a 26. That was a 2 there. 26 in play, 26 against a lefty. Just missed it. Would have been a 20. He needed a 24 or less, but it's a 26. So he's going to line it to short. And that's going to end the top of the third. So Guidry retiring all 9 batters he has faced. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Ken Griffey, senior variety. Leading off against Clancy. It's a 5, which is tough. And tough, and a 53. Oh, that was a 5 there. I just booted it. Tough 53 against a right-hander. Just missed it. Needed a 50. Got a 53, so it's a ground ball to third. Handled over there by Orge. And there's 1 away for the catcher, Rick Cerrone. That's a 12. That's a ballpark check. That is a ballpark check, and we are at Yankee Stadium. So let me bring the ballpark out here. Ballpark for Yankee Stadium. And we're going to see if Clancy has put it in the wheelhouse for Griffey. It's a 51, so a left-handed batter is still going to be in play. So no wheelhouse, it will be an in-play check for Mr. Griffey. And that's a 20. So 20 in play against a right-hander is still going to be a base hit. So that is a single. I'm sorry, it's for Cerrone, not Griffey. What am I talking about? I forgot to move the cards. Cerrone, it's a 20. In play, 20. He just missed it. In play was a 19 for a hit. 20 is a liner right back to Clancy. And we're looking at 2 outs now. Got to make sure I keep track of who's batting. Good thing I'm keeping score, or else I'd have blown it. All right, here's Rodney Scott, shortstop. That's a 7, which is patient. Patient 30. Patient 30. Patient 30 is a walk. So Rodney Scott, 2-out walk. Flips the lineup over for Willie Randolph. And now I'm going to go ahead and roll all the dice together. Maybe it'll speed things up a little bit. So we get an 8, which is tough, and a 54. Tough 54 against a right-hander out of range. 54 is a ground ball to third. It's the third out of the inning, so it doesn't really matter whether it's a forced play or throwing straight to first. It's really irrelevant. Inning is over. We play 3 complete, and we're still scoreless. So now Damaso Garcia going off against Guidry. We get a 6 and a 27. 6 is tough. Tough 27 against a lefty. It's going to be a base hit. So Damaso Garcia fought off a tough pitch And that's the first hit of the game for the Blue Jays, as they have the leadoff man on to start the top of the fourth. Here's Garth Clockwork Orange. That's a 2, which is ballpark, and a 63. That's 63 again for a right-hander is in play, not the wheelhouse. So it's an in-play check for Orange against the lefty. Get a 95, and 95 is well out of range. Takes us to a fly ball to left, and that's 1 away. So Orange is down, brings up Barry Bonnell. That's a 9, which is tough, and a 60. So a tough 60 against a lefty. He needed a 45 or less, didn't get it. So a 60 is a fly ball to right. 2 down, and now it's up to Jesse Barfield. That's a 9 and 22. 9 is tough. 22 tough against a lefty is a strikeout. So down he goes. Guidry puts the K on there, and there's nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and Lee Mazzilli will lead off for the Yankees against Clancy. That is a 6, which is in play, and a 00. So that's a rare play. So we go to the rare play chart. Rare play chart with the bases empty. So we're going to this bases empty rare play chart, rolling 2 D6s and see what happens. So let's see what the call is. It's an 8. And 8 says rain delay. Roll 1 D10 if 0 to 2. Game is rained out. If 3 to 5, lengthy delay. Replace current pitcher. 6 to 9, no effect on the game. So we're going to roll 1 D10 and see what happens. Hopefully it's not a rain out. It's a 0. So it says 0 to 2, game is rained out. So technically, if I wasn't doing a video, we would say the game is rained out after 3.5 innings. But since I'm doing a video, that's not going to be very much fun to abruptly end the game on a rain out. But that's something that can't happen in this game. So what I'm going to do is just ignore all that and reboot for video posterity's sake. But that shows you can get rainouts in this game, in case you're curious. 5 and a 76. 5 is tough. Tough 76, well out of range. 76 drops it to a fly to center. And there's 1 away. Jerry Mumphrey, the batter. Oops, knocked Clancy over there. Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey grounded into a double play his first time. 6 and a 00 again. So again, we got the unusual play. So let's see what occurs this time. Hopefully it's not another rainout chance. We get a 5 this time. So a 5 on the rare play. A 5 on the rare play says line drive single hits pitcher, check for injury, runners advance 1 base. All right, so the injury chart is right below that. And we check and see on Clancy what his injury rating is. He is listed as durable. So we go to the chart here for durable. Durable, if you roll 2 D10s and you get a 0 to 69, he's going to stay in the game. Anything 70 or more, he'll have to be removed. So if this is a 69 or less, he stays in the game with no effect. He does, 64, he just made it. So it's a single for Mumphrey. And they check on Clancy and he's okay. So he will continue. But they'll keep an eye on him, see if he stiffens up later. Here's Winfield. Winfield, a 9, which is in play, and a 64. In play, 64, well out of range. That is a ground ball to second. And we're checking double play ratings, but this time the 2D6s are a 9. And a 9 is higher than his double play rating and Clancy's double play rating, so it's a fielder's choice. Had it been 11 or 12, it would have been runner's advance. But it's simply a fielder's choice. And that's a ground ball to, I think I said to second. So it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. So unable to turn the double play, but now there are 2 outs. Winfield's at first for Oscar Gamble. That's a 9, which is in play. 67. In play 67, well out of range. It is a ground ball to second. It's the 3rd out of the inning, so it doesn't matter about double play checks. It's the end of the inning. We've played 4 complete, and nobody's crossed the plate yet. So Willie Upshaw coming up here for the top of the 5th. And we get a 4, which is patient, and a 1. So patient and 1 is a walk. So Willie Upshaw draws a leadoff walk. That brings up Wayne Nordhagen. Nordhagen 11 is wheelhouse on Guidry's card, and it's a 34. So wheelhouse left field 34 is the last number in the base hit. So that is a single. And we'll check runner advancement. There's some rules that say a wheelhouse is an automatic 2-base advancement. The rule I like to play with is what the lead die is. So we'll check to see what the lead die is all about. And there's a runner advancement chart right here. Lead die of 5, first base plus choice. So I guess the choice is, do you want to run on Griffey? Griffey's got an arm of 10. So let's see here. Do we want to run on Griffey? There's nobody out, so I think they're going to just go ahead and keep him at second base. Keep the threat going with nobody out. 2 on, nobody out for Buck Martinez. And that's a 9. 9 on Guidry's tough. Tough 71 is a fly to center. And that's 1 away. 1 away. And let's see if there's any chance that he can move up on the fly ball. No, we're not gonna risk it. So that'll bring up Lloyd Mosby. Mosby, an 8, which is in play, and a 68. So Mosby in play 68 is well out of range. 68's a ground ball to second. That's an 8, which is the same as Guidry, so that passes. But it's higher than the Mosby, so it will be a fielder's choice. So Mosby will reach on the fielder's choice. And that's just a 4-6 force play. Upshaw will move to third. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs. And it brings up Alfredo Griffin, chance to get the first run home of the game. It's a 9, which is tough, and a 60. Tough 60, out of range. 60 takes it to a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So Blue Jays had a chance, but could not produce. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless, and Roy Smalley. Roy Smalley, a 5 is tough, and a 4. Tough 04 is a strikeout. Those tough and low numbers generally mean strikeouts. So that's 1 away. Brings up Ken Griffey. That's a 5, which is tough on Clancy, and a 76. Tough 76 is a fly to center. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Rick Cerrone. And Cerrone, a 6 is in play, and a 66. In play, 66, well out of range. It's a ground ball to second. Garcia handles it. We played 5 complete, and there's been no score. So we'll start at the top of the 6th. Both pitchers now, fatigue ratings go to the 8th inning, so they're good to go for now, especially since they're pitching a shutout. All right, we got a 7 for Guidry, which is in play, and a 53. Against a left-hander, in play 53, ground ball to third. Garcia, first out here in the 6th. That'll bring up Garth Orge, and Orge is 0 for 2. Grounded to second and fly to left. It's a 7, which is in play 45. In play 45 only goes to 30, so 45 is a ground ball to Mazzilli. First base, he'll take it to the bag himself. 2 down for Barry Bonnell. So Bonnell, a 10, is patient, 44. Bonnell, patient, 44. He just missed it. 43 would have been a hit, but 44 is going to drop it to a ground ball to Mazzilli again. And he'll flip it to Guidry to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Rodney Scott leads things off. It is a 7, which is patient, and 27. Patient 27, he'll draw another walk, so he's walked both times. And now Randolph might be thinking about bunting here. See what his bunt rating. He's a bunt rating of C. So let's go to the sacrifice bunt chart. He is a bunt rating of C. So if he gets a 16 to 89 on the 2 D10s, we'll have a sacrifice. 2 D10s only. It's an 87, so that could be bad for the Yankees. 87 with a C bunter, 87 is, oh, he did make it. I'll take it back. He did fit in. So he just got it. And now let's see here. We're going to roll one die and see who fielded it. It's a 6. And that says it's fielded by the catcher. So it's a sacrifice bunt. Martinez throws to Upshaw. And the sacrifice is effective. 2-3. Scott advances, so he's in scoring position with 1 out for Lee Mazzilli. It's a 10, which is in play, and a 99. In play 99 is a fly to left. 2 down. So now it's up to Mumphrey. 4 is in play, and a 16. That could work. 16 in play is a base hit. A base hit. Now the question is, does he score? Rodney Scott runs, his run rating for Rodney Scott, he runs at a 8. And since there are 2 outs, there's a thing here that says with 2 outs, run rating 6 or higher, advances 2 bases on a single. So Rodney Scott, with his speed, doesn't matter about the lead dies or anything, he will come in to score because his run rating is above a 6. That's that 2 out effect. And the Yankees grab a 1-0 lead. They finally get on the board. Here's Winfield. Winfield 5 is tough and a 91. Tough 91 is a fly to left. Inning is over, but the Yankees get on the board on the RBI single by Mumphrey. A little small ball, walk, sacrifice bunt, and a base hit does the trick. So we get 1-0. We start top of the 7th with Jesse Barfield. 6 off of Guidry is tough 96. Tough 96 is a fly to left. 1 away. Guidry keeps falling down on me here. All right, here is Upshaw. Upshaw 6 and a 14. 6 and a 14. 6 is tough. 14 tough against a left-hander is a strikeout. Okay, I had to pause. I had to sneeze, and I didn't think anybody wanted to hear me sneeze, so put the pause on that just temporarily. All right, we had the strikeout of Upshaw. Now it's 2 out, spacers empty for Mr. Wayne Nordhagen. Nordhagen, a 4 off of Guidry is patient, and a 48. Patient 48 is out of range. It only goes to 40. So 48 is going to be a ground ball to third. Handled over there by Smalley, and the inning is over. Not sure what happened to Nettles in this game. I'm not sure if he's had the day off or was hurt or what the story was, but he didn't play third. Now we go to the bottom of the 7th. Oscar Gamble. 3 is defense. We got our first defensive check of the game. It's an 80. So on the defense and an 80, that means we're looking at the error rating of the shortstop, Alfredo Griffin. Alfredo Griffin, his error rating is a 3. So if you look at Yankee Stadium and a 3 under the error range, that means a 1 to 37, he'll make an error. 38 to 99, he will make the play. It's a 42, so he made the play. And just to be technical, we'll go to the out chart and see what he did. It's a 4, so that is actually listed as a line out. So a line out to short by Gamble for 1 away. 5 on Clancy is tough. Tough 70 for Smalley. Tough 70, he just missed it. 67 would have done it. But a 70 is a ground ball to second. So 2 up, 2 down for Griffey. Oops, I keep knocking him over, don't I? Griffey, 10 and a 24. 10 is in play. 24 for Smalley, rather, not Griffey. No, it is Griffey, isn't it? No, Smalley just hit, so it is Griffey. Okay. 10 and a 24. 24 on an in play. It's a base hit for Griffey. 2 out single. His first hit of the game brings up Rick Cerrone. And Cerrone, boy, these things just don't want to stand up for me, do they? 5 is tough and a 99. That's going to be a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the 8th. And Guidry still in there pitching the shutout. Facing Buck Martinez. Martinez, a 5 is tough. Tough 62. Tough 62 is a ground ball to second. So 1 away. Brings up Lloyd Mosby. Mosby a 2, which is ballpark, and a 33. So Mosby's a lefty, but 33 is only in play, not a wheelhouse. So we'll do the in play result. And that's a 4, so that's still a good result. In play 4 is going to be a double against a lefty. So Lloyd Mosby, 1 out double. Brings up Alfredo Griffin. It's an 8, which is in play, and a 99. That's a fly to left. That's 2 down. Now it's up to Garcia to get the run home and tie the ball game. It is a 9, which is tough, and a 75. Tough 75 is a fly to center, and that's going to end the 8th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and I think the Blue Jays might go ahead and make the move here to the bullpen. We have Scott, Randolph, and Mazzilli coming up. So the Blue Jays are going to give Clancy the rest of the game off. And they're going to bring in Dale Murray. So Dale Murray is in, right-hander. He will be in to pitch the bottom of the 8th. Try to keep it a 1-0 ball game. Here's Rodney Scott. He's walked twice. It's a 9, which is in play, and an 80. So an in play 80. In play 80 is a ground ball to short. 1 away. Oops, now I'm knocking Guidry over. And since we're getting close to the 9th, the goose is loosening for the Yankees and probably will be coming in the 9th. So here is Randolph with 1 out. Base is empty. 7 on Murray is in play, and it's a 3. In play 3 is a double. So that is a 1-out double for Willie Randolph. Brings up Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli, a 9, is in play 48. In play 48 is a fly to right. 2 down. Brings up Mumphrey. 7 is in play, it's a 26. Mumphrey in play 26 is a base hit. And again, the speed of Randolph, if he's a 6 or higher, he will score because of the 2-out rule. And his speed he runs a 7, so he will score automatically since there are 2 outs. So it's a big 2-out single for Mumphrey. He is now 3 for 4, and he's driven in both runs. And the Yankees lead it 2-0 as they get an insurance run off of the reliever Murray. Here's Winfield. It's a 6, is tough, 97. That's a fly to left. And we go to the top of the 9th, a 2-0 lead for Guidry. But they're going to go ahead and lift Guidry and bring in the goose for the save situation. So Goose Gossage is in. And he'll be facing Orge, Bunnell, and Barfield, the schedule hitters. But they're all right-handed because of the lefty Guidry. But now that the right-handed Gossage is in there, they're going to go to their bench. So Garth Orge will be pinch hit for by Rance Mullenix. So Mullenix might be the first of many. We shall see. Mullenix will pinch hit, and if for some reason the game goes to the bottom of the 9th, he can play third base as well. Facing Gossage. It's a 12, which is wheelhouse, and it's 12. Look at that, 12 and 12. So he found the wheelhouse, and Mullenix just went deep on a pinch hit. So a pinch hit home run for Rance Mullenix. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-1 ball game. And Barry Bunnell could be pinch hit for as well. Let's check their bench again. They do have Hoskin Powell. So they do have, they're going to use Hoskin Powell. So Hoskin Powell is going to pinch hit for Barry Bunnell, another lefty. And Gossage, a little beside himself for putting that one in the wheelhouse. This time it's a 5, which is tough, and it's a 31. Tough 31 is still going to be a base hit for Hoskin Powell. So Gossage maybe should have left Guidry in there because Gossage has given up 2 hits in a row. Now he's going to face Jesse Barfield. No pinch hitter here for that. You're not pinch hitting for Barfield. 5 is tough and a 13, so that's going to be a strikeout. So Gossage gets the strikeout. Here comes Upshaw, Willie Upshaw. That is a 6. 6 and a 53. 6 is tough. Tough 53. Just missed it. 53 is a ground ball to third. Check double play. That's a 6, which is his double play rating is above that, so that works. Upshaw's double play rating is a 6. That matches, so that works. So therefore, it is a 5-4-3 double play, and that ends the ball game. Gossage gets out of it. And the Yankees hold on for a 2-1 victory over the Blue Jays, a game Blue Jays bunch, but could not get it done, although they did give some dramatics here in the ninth. So that is Payoff Pitch Baseball by Joe Bryant, PT Games. There it is, the 1982 Blue Jays against the Yankees. And I don't have in front of me the person that made the comment. I don't have their username to reference. I should have wrote that down before I started, but I didn't. But anyway, I'm not usually Casey Kasem that does requests, but since he asked and I was in the mood for Payoff Pitch, I said, why not? Gave me an excuse to pull out Payoff Pitch again and get back into it. And I need to get back in this game a little bit more. I've got so many games, but not enough time to play them. All right, that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody enjoyed that presentation of Payoff Pitch. If I made any instructional errors in the way the game should have been played, if I did a rule incorrectly or something like that, please let me know. If I misread a roll, I can't help that. That's just a mistake. But if I made a mistake in the concept of the rules, I need to know that so I can tighten that up. So, hope everybody has a great day playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.